Let's talk about the obsession with multi-planar movement in kettlebell training. I just watched a video with this exact mix. Swings, rotations, chops, duck unders, all melted together to look crazy functional with a caption that says, "This program works the frontal, sagittal, and transverse planes. You'll awaken the savage within you, brother." And I get it. The aesthetics look amazing. The guy's name from the Savage Army is Richard Strom. And Strom in German means power source or stream. And that's awesome. The guy is a real life Viking. And one of the videos that he posted was about the mace, which I wholeheartedly enjoyed. But these functional kettlebell exercises, this is the topic of this video that I'm going to talk about today. And if you're over 40 and you want to become strong, fit, and lean without going to the gym, download my free ebook in the first link in the description. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe Stark here. Here's hard truth. We train transverse strength, if you want to call it this, by resisting it. Think about this. When you press, bells overhead, locked in a good solid fixation, pulse laterally away from you, you are resisting the temptation to rotate, or your rotator cuff, your shoulder does. Also your obliques, your abdominals. And when you swing or snatch, your core locks in to stop the bell from twisting you as well. Carries, jerks, even goblet squats, but carries, especially suitcase carries, they're teaching you to control in the face of rotational force. As torsion, bending, and rotation is happening, your body has to put in the work to resist it. And that's the idea. This is how you build real transverse or frontal strength. What is it with these fluff workouts? They express rotation for the sake of visual appeal, not strength. And don't get me wrong, moving in particular planes of motion, any type of plane of motion has its place. You're throwing, you're punching, you're on the floor, you're playing sports, you do MMA, sure. But if you haven't earned the right to control anti-rotation first, you're dancing with weights for the sake of getting tired. All right, so let's look at the Savage Army. And I'm 100% positive that you have seen Richard. This guy is a walking house. So 7 kettlebell movements you should try. And I'm giving you my explanation if I would try it or not. So dropping the bell down and then pulling it up and then swinging it like you're hitting somebody. No, I wouldn't do it. Why? Because I don't need that rotational strength, or I get that rotational strength with cleans, snatch, and press. There's nothing in that movement where I can honestly say that this would give me any edge above the basics. Now, that wood chopping with a bell looks crazy, looks flashy. No, I wouldn't do that neither. Again, for what reason? The swing with a duck under. So I would call this a suitcase swing with a duck under, or the staggered stance suitcase swing. You rather swing a heavy kettlebell between your legs because you get more out of it, because you can move your whole body into the exercise instead of swinging a baby weight, which I'm assuming for Richard, that's nothing. It seems to me like it's a 16 kg. And all this rotational stuff looks flashy, but just like I explained in the beginning, rotational strength comes from resisting it in most cases. And when you really use it, like in MMA or jiu-jitsu or whatever kind of sports that give you this, there might be some particular SPP exercises where your coach might apply them. That's a classic SPP strength training exercise where you are fighting and you're resisting the pull that's coming from behind. So you have more, maybe he's trying this for a takedown to get stronger at a takedown or faster. I get that. And so this is, I have seen Bill Ash do this. With kind of a dropping the bell low and then, no. It's just so many movements included into one. And you don't have to include 5 different movement patterns into one. You're going to unequally load them. Certain muscles and movement patterns can be loaded heavier or have to be loaded lighter. So just adding some type of movement to a basic it's not giving you any type of benefit unless, again, I want to emphasize, if you are a particular sports athlete and your coach has devised a plan where this particular movement really replicates the movement pattern that you use in your sport, and then you have to improve on it. But this is like such a small niche. Almost nobody on God's green earth needs this. So the closing thoughts for this video: if you want to be strong in all planes of motion, here's what you need: press, swing, snatch, and one of the beasts, underrated beasts that I'm going to make a video about is the suitcase walk. It really crushed me on my recent outdoor workout. I felt that my whole left side was collapsing because my right side couldn't resist the pull. And this was a great observation, which showed me I am leaking strength in that area. I have to build it up because this was such a noticeable and stark difference to my other side that I know that there's a crazy imbalance going on that I have to take care of. And especially using single bells, using a heavy load, and using a form, with these most bang for your buck exercises, you build the GPP that you need. And if you are a highly specialized sportsman or sports girl in a niche, and your coach exactly understands how to replicate the movement pattern and make you stronger with a particular loaded exercise that looks strange to the normal eye, but you need it in your sport, well, go ahead and trust your coach. But you don't want to train to look cool. You want to train to be strong. That's a major difference. And the more you have to resist that pull, that rotation, the more powerful your body becomes. Because here's what we need. We have to train to resist rotation before we can train to express it. So many people have rotation going on in their life with daily activities. But the issue is they have become weak to resist that rotation and that pull from certain exercises of movements or activities. And this is what's causing issues. And that's the secret that Instagram won't sell you, because flashy moves don't sell that well. But it's how you truly get strong, especially after 40. It's not the flashy looks. And I have devised a rule: the flashier something looks, the higher the likelihood is that this is going to waste your time. And again, I don't want to disrespect Richard. He's doing his thing, especially his mace stuff. I think it's awesome. And the mace covers a particular range in your shoulder where I say, yes, there is some applicability. Plus, here's a major key: it has a big and rich culture behind it and rich history, which means it has survived the times, which makes an exercise really powerful. But once people devise some kind of strange movement patterns, I'm just saying, I don't think it is worth your time. And if Richard trains like this all day, every day, and that's the reason why it looks like a behemoth, while I don't think that's really the case, well then, I always like to be proven wrong. So here's the next thing that you have to do: clean and press that like and subscribe button, share with a friend who's also interested in kettlebells. And if you made it this far, download my free ebook in the first link in the description called the Kettlebell Code. If you're over 40, 50, or 60, you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to take care of your fitness, this is where the kettlebell comes in. And I'm going to show you a shortcut to success with my ebook. So what are you waiting for? You can download it right now, 100% free, in the first link in the description or in the pinned comment.